Test. Test. Testing. Test. Sorry. I didn't realize. I'm obviously already on. Hey, how's it going? Um, you're watching James, a front end engineer on GitLab, and looks like my screen isn't updating. So I'm going to see if I can fix that. Give me 1 second. Hmm. How strange. Hang on. There we go. Great. Okay, cool. Welcome. So, um, uh, first thing this morning, I'm going to follow up on the merge requests I made last week and earlier in the week, and just see if we can get them sorted. So, if you have any questions, feel free to jump in as we go. But yeah, you're watching normal everyday work on GitLab. Okay. Cool. So this issue, what we're talking about is so you can see on the issue itself. Here's the issue that we currently you can scroll with your mouse, which is weird for a number. So what I've done in this merge request is turn that off. So you can see here. What we did was we added no wheel, and then to show how this works, I also added an example of a number input. So yeah, when you have a form input, usually have a you have an input type. Generally, it's text, but can be number or date or anything like that. So this is updated to have number. I feel like my face is in a funny position. I'm just gonna move me. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Probably don't need me to be so big either. How's that? Great. Alright, cool. Sorry. Got distracted. Yeah, so now we have a number, and you can see it a bit easier. So the question that I'm answering, so Simon, who raised this issue, he has done the first approval. So what I'm doing is I'm tagging my colleague Paul to do the maintainer review. So I'm going to so also yeah, you can read the issue. It's all public. Here it is. Yeah, so all I'm going to do now is assign Paul as a reviewer, and that's all. Yeah, so the reason why Simon didn't add a reviewer, I guess, is because he suggested the docs need an update. I don't think it does, so that's what I'm saying. But it'll be up to Paul, the maintainer, or any of the maintainers, really. I think I'm sure Simon is also a maintainer. Yeah. Anyway, okay, cool. So that's done. Now, there is a failing pipeline, but I don't think it's my. Yeah. Let's have a look at these. I don't understand why these are still failing, because we have in the changes we have updated the snapshot. So I don't know if I also need to update it locally and then push the changes. I'm going to try that, because I'm just not sure. So the way we'll do that is we're going to check out GitLab UI. We're still on the same branch, so maybe if we press up a few times, we're going to get the test that we're working on. This is the test, and then what we're going to do is we're going to I'm just going to run it and make sure that it fails as I expect. Yeah, it doesn't. So I want to know what, like, which thing has failed that we need to update, and why doesn't it update automatically? Okay, cool. So this is a tooltip failing, which is not what I expected. I didn't read this properly. So it says it didn't match the snapshot. So let's run this one locally, like this. And we're going to try to work out, is this related or not? No tests found. Okay, let's find it. Tooltip stories. Okay, there's two. We're looking at base tooltip stories. This is base tooltip. Great. Now, one thing I'm interested in is, does this example, does it have a form input, and then it will be related to mine? It doesn't look like it does, so I'm just going to rebase and see if it fixes the tests. So git rebase origin. So origin says I want to refer to the, not my local version of the main branch, but the one on the origin, which is on GitLab. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to push again. And what that's going to do is it's going to rerun these tests and see if they pass. But I don't think they're related to what I've done. So okay, we're going to have a look at the other things to update. We've got a couple of reviews to do, so I'm going to jump around a little bit, but yeah, if you're not sure, ask me. So this one has a lot of conversation on it. So what we're doing is, you can see this here. Oh, that's not very good, is it? So when, I'll just show you. No. So when you have a search, okay, I think you can see the important bits here anyway. So when we have a drop down that has a search, when you do a search, the voiceover will say how many results there are. That's what we want it to do. So you can see this is before, and it doesn't say how many results. And then what we're going to do is look at the after, and now you can see it has a default search. So when it's searching, it'll tell you how many results found initially, and when you type, it'll say this many results found. Now, the discussion that we're having here is about what happens when there's no results. Okay, so it's been approved by UX, and then the maintainer, who is Lucas. Okay, so this is the same thing that was failing on my other branch. So Paul has said this merge request, which is still open, is going to fix that. Let's see how far this is from being merged. It looks like it's about to be merged. So it has a front end review, and it has a front end maintainer review. So what happens now is it'll get merged, but it's probably running some pipeline. So as soon as this is merged, then this tooltip won't fail anymore. So this discussion, this is what I want to address. So when we have one result, we say one result. When we have two results, we say two results. It's plural. So what we're doing is we're adding an S for the English version. We've also got a real fancy function. This one for when it's not in English. I'm not going to explain this. If you want to read about it, you can read about it in this merge request. Here is the link. Okay, and then Lucas has also pointed out that we're doing this twice, so it's better to put it into a function, which I agree with. I also agree with 0 being plural. Yeah, it's just going to be easier to add it. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but we might as well at this point. So we're going to check out the branch. And then, look, it's saying we need to pull the changes. So we'll do that. I don't know why there's changes that we haven't pulled. And then what we're going to do is we need to decide between these two versions of how to make 0 also a plural. So one is, instead of if it's less than 1, so here we say if it's less than 1, more than 1, add an S, otherwise nothing. This way we say if it is 1, don't add anything, otherwise add an S. Alternatively, we can say if 0, return no results, and that's pretty good. But if we do that, then we also need to provide a translation option for no results. Otherwise, and then the same as before. So I prefer this version, so then we'll say 0 results. That's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this suggestion without a commit message. And then I'm going to pull this changes. Oops. Just checked out the branch again. I'm going to pull the change because I've added a commit. And now I have this extra change. What I'm going to do is also apply this suggestion where we say pluralize English, because we are writing this so many times. I mean twice. And even if it's twice, it's fine. So we're going to add a method. These are methods. Excuse me. Okay, and then yeah, it's not quite right, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to find the other method, which is this. So this is the default count text as opposed to okay, cool. So what we were doing previously is oh my gosh. Okay, let's stop for a second. So what I had suggested was, what was happening is we have a template that's passed through. So if you see here, we'll have screen reader. So this slot has a search, summary, screen reader only. And what this does is you can add a template with this name and then give it the search results. It's very confusing. I'm going to show you an example. So the way I'm going to show you an example is we're going to have a look at, we're going to look in the GitLab code base for this name in a template. So here we have the list box, collapsible list box, and here is the search summary screen reader only. And then we put this search summary text, and this is like this. So that's how it works, and it's the number. So alternatively, what we've suggested in this merge request now is, I'll show you the change, is we're going to have a new prop called screen reader only results label, and this takes a function. Yeah, this is real confusing, so we're going to go through it properly. Give me 1 sec. Okay, let's go through this properly. So, screen reader only results label. This is a function, and now this prop needs to be passed as a function that will receive the count as its only parameter. Okay, what does that mean? Is it's a function. This is the default version, so it's a function where we have. This is how we use translate in GitLab UI. We say, like, what is the thing that we're translating? It's the GitLab collapsible list box screen reader only results label, and what it's going to say is results count. Yeah, this is right. I don't know why it says results count. So then if we do get a function, then we're just going to return the function and count. And then otherwise, oh my gosh, hang on. The results count string will never be used, but it is needed for the translation. So this is how the translation works. And because this is always a function, this is always going to be true. How confusing. So this is never going to be read. Not sure how to do this. Let's have a look at our view. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. This is GitLab. This is what I want, GitLab UI. So this is what I'm thinking. If we have this default search results, then I kind of want to get rid of this slot, especially because we're providing a translation. It's a bit hard to read, so what I'm going to do is have a look at the git log, and I'm going to reset all the changes up until mine. So here is the main branch. So what I'm going to do is this is my commit, which I'm going to copy the details of, so I don't have to type it out again. So I'm going to reset 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you what that will do. Git reset head 4, And now we've reset it. What's going to happen is we can see all the changes here, all in one go. And then we're going to use this same commit message, so we don't have to type it out again. We're not going to commit yet, because what I want to do is have another think about this and see if we can rewrite it to make more sense. So this is the thing that we're talking about. Because we're defining function here as this translate function, and then we immediately say, like, if function is a type of function, which it always has to be, right? Because we're naming it here, then return function count. Okay, and then why has this got never? So what I'd like to know is if we remove this, because I don't think it's ever going to be read. What I'm trying to do is, command slash to comment this out. And then what I want to do here is we have announce the screen reader results. So if this is searchable and there's no show results text, which is which says so we show the results test as a boolean, and it says if this dot flattened options dot length is true, hang on, this dot flattened options dot length will give us a number 0, 1, 5, right? If it's 0, it's going to be false. And this says, wait, oh my gosh, these double negatives are so hard. Let's try to rewrite this so it's easier to read. So if there's no length, which is the same as saying if the length is more than 1, right? Hang on. Okay, is this equivalent? This dot flattened options dot length. So it's going to get all the options, and it's going to put them into one array, and it's going to check, is this array true or false? Okay. Is this array true or false? So it's going to be true if it's 1 or more. It's going to be false if it's 0. So what this is actually saying is if flattened options length is not 0, and it's not searching. Yeah, I'm going to change this here because this is too hard to read for me, and I think if it's too hard for me to read, then it's probably too hard for everyone else to read. That's the general rule. Okay, and again, I'm going to read through this logic because it's very difficult and I want to make sure I've done it right. So this says if flattened options dot length is not true, which means not true is the same as false, which means, oh my gosh, so if it is 0, no. If this, oh my gosh, why is this so hard? This flattened options dot length, this is equal to a number. When that number is falsy, which is 0, because this is show no results text. Okay, cool. That's why there's so many negatives here. I'm going to change this to show results text. And what this is going to say is if this is not number, and we're not searching. Right? Yeah. Which also is not accurate because I also want to show the results test when it is 0. So what I actually want to do is this. Show results text is equal to not searching. So whenever we're not searching, we're going to show the results text. I think that makes sense. Sorry, the light is in my eye. One second. Okay. Now this makes sense to me. Show results text is equal to not searching. Cool. Announce screen results text. Oh, right. Cool. No results text is when a search has been done, there has been no results found, and we say no results. Now, how do we show no results text? No results. Okay. So we have a v if else. So this part says, if announce screen reader results is true, which is equivalent to so this is, we want to make sure it's searchable and we're not showing no results text. Yeah, this is not good logic because show no results text is, yeah, I'm going to revert this because I didn't understand it. Now I think I do. If you don't understand it, please let me know, and I can try explain it again. What I want to do is revert this. Where is it? Unstage, revert selected range. Cool. Great. This might also make our job easier because we have specific text that says no results. I still want to change this to is more than 0. Or I want to make it true, you know, like if it's equal to 0. We have a bug somewhere here. That's why when I save, when I press Control S, it's not automatically formatting. And I'd like it. No, it's fine. We can wait on that one. So now what I want to say, okay, let's go back to the logic in the actual structure here. So we say, if announce screen reader search results is true, we want to have we want to run this slot that has the screen reader only results label, and we give it the number, which is not 0, because this tests, is it 0? If it is 0, then we show no results text, right? If no results text is true. So, is there a time where announce screen reader search results is false and show no results text is true? Okay. So this is true. Sorry, we want to know if it's false. Currently, this is searchable. So if it's not searchable, then we don't show anything. Okay. And then if there's no show no results text, yeah, which means like, yeah, I don't like this logic. So what we want to say is announce screen reader results if should be more than 0, right? And then, so now we say we're going to announce the screen reader results assuming that this is searchable. So this component, this dropdown is searchable, and assuming that all of the options is more than one. There's at least one option. So if there's not more than one option, we're not going to announce the screen reader search results. Okay, so now we're going to reread that logic here. So if we announce the screen reader search results, we say, give us the slot, which can be overwritten. The default should be screen reader search results label with the number given. Now, this is the prop, which is not needed, but is possible, right? So what this prop does is it says, you can give me a function, and this function, we're going to give it the number, like the count, which is the count of results, and your function should use the, where is it? So I'll show you. Internationalization, GitLab. I think I've got this saved somewhere. This one. I'll share it in the chat so you can see it. So in GitLab, the way we do this is we say, if you have a generic translation, you say underscore underscore, and you give it the English key, or you give it the English translation, which also works as a key, right? Now, you can also have it as a namespace. So in a namespace, you can say like, oh, in, I don't know, the namespace is like the area that you're working in, right? So maybe it's in, I don't know, manage activities. Excuse me. Here, this will be in merge request, right? So if you look at the code for this page, these translations that say like change milestone, they will say, well, okay, I'm not going to go into it unless you ask. If you'd like me to go into that, please ask. Otherwise, I'll move along. So it namespaces the translation. The next option is for a numerical value. And what this does is it's a function that takes a number and it gives us either a translation that says 1 apple or 2 apples. For 0 apples, we have a separate translation that says no apples, right? No apples, not 0 apples, but no apples. Okay, that's how that works. So let's go back to our logic. So what we're saying is we're expecting the consumer of this, I think that's right, the right wording, the consumer of this component to give us a function which allows them to give a to set the translation as a plural. And because we're setting this, like here, this is always type of function. But this says that, so this is Paul's notes because it's very confusing. So the generic translation needs to be provided as a function so the count can be exposed to it, right? And then, so yeah, because this is the default, like it's going to be overridden if we don't, if there's no function, it's going to be overridden. So I don't think we need this. I don't think we need this at all. So now we're saying, we're going to close this off. We're going to close this off. Here was our error before, I guess, because we had too many brackets open and closed. Results count will never be used, but is needed for translation. We need to keep this. Generic translation needs to be provided as a function so that the count can be exposed to it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to put that here, but we might need to update some other docs to say why we do that. Okay, so now what I would like to know is, how does this work as a default? Like, yeah. And is this enough to make our... I can't see how it is, but let's test this, huh? So, yeah, because I don't know how this works, I'm going to test it and see. So I just want to make sure that everything else is correct here. So we're announcing the search results if it's searchable and there's more than one. If we don't announce the search results, then we get here. If we don't announce the search results, the other option is show no results text. And for no results text, we're going to check, is this, we're just going to make sure, is this, just make sure this should be 0, right? And if it is 0, just make sure also we're not searching. So maybe we need to move this searching logic to announce screen reader results. But I imagine there's something else here that asks, are we searching or not? So let's test that. Sorry, one sec. So where else are we testing? Is this searching? So we also see it in show list. So this entire component we only show if show list is true. I want to know where is the end of this component. Is here, okay? So this is the search results, right? And then we say, yeah, like, so if we don't show the list, we shouldn't show the search results, right? Because otherwise it's loading. So I think actually what we can do is we can move this section, which is for the screen reader and shows the number of results. We can move it up one. So now it's part of this parent component. And this parent component, show list, is the list box tag, which is either a div or an unordered list. Okay, this doesn't work now because now it's in an unordered list. Okay. Oh my gosh, I want to undo this. Yep, great. So one way we can do this is we could wrap this whole thing in a, yeah, I'm going to do that. So a template. Template is a empty, empty, what's it called? In equivalent, it's the same as, in React, it's the same as if you do this. It's like a partial. It's not rendered as anything. The template does the same. So we're going to put that here. We're going to close this template. And then we're going to move this logic of show list into this template. So now we're only going to show the list. We're going to show the list with the results. Okay, and then so for the results, we're going to announce the screen reader results, so we know it's not searching. So we don't need to check if it's searching anymore. Okay, and if we're showing, so our options are, we either announce the search results or we show the no results text, right? So no results text is always going to be true because here is the v-if. So if announced screen reader results, part of this announced screen reader results is there should be more, like at least one result. So this is now always true. So we're going to remove this. There's a lot more changes to this component than I thought, but I think it'll make it a lot easier. So we no longer need show results text. Now, show list. Shit. Okay. We only show the list if we have results. Okay, so what if instead of no results text being in this template, we make it outside the template? So now what we do is if there are results, then we show that the screen reader shows announcing search results. And what this does is it only shows it if our results are searchable, which I don't know why this has to be true. Like, where else is this being checked? If searchable, then show the search import. Yeah, okay, cool. So that this is good. We only want to show the search results text if this is searchable. Okay, we also want to only show the no results text if it's searchable. So now we need to bring this back. So we're going to revert this change. It's not going to be a if else, I think. So it's not an if else because it's not connected to this. It's connected to this whole component, which we only show if show list is true. So if show list is true, it means that we've found more than one item. So I'm going to say, just to be a bit more specific, like that's the same, this is saying the same thing, like truthy, falsy, more than zero. I'm going to add this because it's far more readable, and this component is just so unreadable, in my opinion. Okay, so back to it. We show the list if we have more than one result and we're no longer searching. Then we show the list. So if we're no longer searching and flattened list is more than one, which we're assuming is the case, is a safe assumption because show results list is only going to is only going to be true if oh my gosh, I'm going to revert this change. So show list should have this will make sense in a second, I promise. So this is the same. This is saying the same thing. I'm just rewriting it. So we're not searching and we have more than one result. Then we show the list. Okay. Here is where we show the list. And the list includes the results. That makes sense because it's a list and it should show the results. If there's no results, then sometimes we want to show a no results text. But yeah, this is still a if else because it's connected to this show list. Okay. So if show list is false, then maybe we want to show no results text. What do we need to check if we're going to actually show results text? We don't need to check if there's no length because we already know there's no length. We just need to know it's not searching. Now, another way to do this is because searching is, we only want to show the list and the no results text if we're not searching. Maybe what we want to do is we want to say, we could group this component, which is the list, and also the no results in its own template, which says is it searching or not. Okay, cool. Also here, this section is only rendered if it's searchable. So maybe what we want to say is we want to I'll show you. Have another template which says vif searching, not searching, not searching. And then we want to close this template after the no search results. Closing this template. Now, what I'd really like to do is I want to have the same. Why does this keep doing this? What I'd really like to do is have the searching, have a vif to say if we're searching, then show searching spinner. Otherwise, show the list. So we have somewhere here. Oh, I forgot this. That's why. Okay. So here we have like a spinner searching. Okay. So we say if it's searchable, we're going to show the search input. And if it's loading, we're going to show searching. If it's not loading, we want to show everything else. So what I want to do here is move this div to the end, and we're going to probably take out some of these templates. So we have, okay, so now we have, if it's searchable, we want the search input. And if it's searching, we want a loading icon. If it's not searching, which we can just do if else, what I'm going to do here is move to not the working tree, but like the actual component, so that it might be easier to read. Okay, so we're searching or we're not searching. So if else. So instead of not searching, we can just say if else. We don't need to give it this question because it's already based on this. So if searching, then this. If else, we want to show the results. This is the results, this template. So this results will either show the results and the resulting screen reader readout to say no results, and if it does say, yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so then we say, we're going to announce the screen reader results. Now we no longer need to check if it's searchable because we know it's searchable because in the searchable section. Now all it's saying there is, are there results or not? So if there are results, show the results. So what we're going to say is, instead of announce screen reader search results, we can say results found, right? So results found means that we've looked at the results and there's more than one. So now we're going to rename our show screen reader results text, this one, announce screen reader results if results found. So if results found, we show the results. If there's no results found, which is this, which is just checking to see are we searching. We're not searching because we already know that. So now all we need to do, instead of no results text, we need to say if else, and then we need to say if results found, show this. If results are not found, then show this. We could also, I'm going to do it like this because this no results found is in a separate area to this template, because this template only shows if show list is true. And show list is true only shows if we're not searching, so we don't need to check if it's searching. So it's actually doing just results found. Okay, this is good. So now results found. Let's have a look here. So now what I want to do is I want to replace oh my gosh, where is it? Here, show list. I want to say if results are found, show the list. If results are not found, then show no results. Okay, so what we're already doing is we're doing if else, and this else is based on if we're searching. So if we're searching, we want the searching icon. Otherwise, we want the results. But we only want to show, if this is v else if, so then what this means is if searching is false, which is the else, we're going to show this template. Only if results are found. And then we can remove this extra template or this extra template, I'm not sure. So if results are found, we want to show the results. This section is all results. This section is we're no longer searching and there's no results found. So instead of saying no results found, we can just say if else. Then show the no results text. So we'll always show the results text if we're no longer searching and there's no results found, which now the logic is in the template, it's not in the JavaScript. So that is real good. And I'm lost again. Where's the part that we changed? Yeah. We're adding this. We've removed a bunch of things, but I can't see what it is. I'm going to look at the working tree again because it should be easier to see. Cool. So we're no longer checking if we show the list. We're no longer checking if we should show the results text. We're no longer checking should we announce the search results in the screen reader. What we are checking is are there results found, which is saying the length is more than 0. Great. Now, no results text. So this is a prop, and the default value is no results found. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to change this to be this translate. Now, this is a new part for me, so I'm going to read through it again for you and for me. So Paul somewhere here, I don't know where, we had a discussion around here, the translations. Okay. So what Andrew Fontaine said, we've recently added translation support for GitLab UI. Now, I find translation support very, very confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this page in my GitLab public useful. and I'm going to name it GitLab UI translations. Okay, so in this translation, if we have a prop, we expose the label via the component's props so the consumer can override it contextually. Great. And this one says ARIA label. So what we're going to say is no results found, which is this one, no results text. So props, no results text should be a string required. Actually, let's do this. It's going to be easier. So it's not required, and the default is no longer no results found, but it is this translation. And I want to keep no results found, so I can keep that as the translation. Got one too many quotation marks, and I'm going to call this no results, and I'm going to call this GL list box. Second L, GitLab list box no results text is no results found. Cool. Okay, and then if there are results found, oh shit. Okay, this is the text that everybody gets to read, including the screen reader. Okay? This is only for the screen reader. Only for the screen reader. We want to say, I don't think we need this anymore. The default screen reader results count text. So that's a difficult name. What it used to be called is, or what it probably still is called, if you want to give it as a template, which I don't know why you would anymore, because now we're going to be able to give it as a function. So I don't want to have two options on how to do it. I would rather have one, which is search summary screen reader only. That's what I'm going to call it. And we'll fix the formatting. This should be camel case. Okay, search summary screen results only. So now this is going to become a breaking change because I'm going to remove the template. And the way this works is, so the default is we get a count, and in that count we say function translate. Okay, so now we can read here, what do we do with a plural? Like, what does function count do now? I don't think it does anything. But let's try to find the translate helper. Setting generic translations. Oh, okay. Let's read this whole thing because it's going to be useful for later. Okay. Making labels translatable. Some components need to render text content. For example, a search input, like us, might require a placeholder. In those cases, it's important for text content to be exposed via a public API so consumers can override and translate them as needed. Okay, GitLab UI provides a way to set default translations at configuration time for all labels marked as translatable, as well as a way to override individual labels contextually. This requires a bit of setup. All labels need to be exposed as component props, so we can override them. Composite components, I don't know what that means. I guess it's made of more than one. Need to re-expose the children label props so that overrides can be passed down the component tree. Okay, cool. So a composite component might be like this, a list box that renders list items. So if list item has to have a translation, it needs to come from the parent. Okay. All of a sudden, really need a break. Let's finish this section. Prop default values should leverage translate utility to extract generic translations from configuration. Here is how a translatable component might look. Here's our, yeah, okay, so this makes sense. So then when we say ARIA label, we're referring to this prop, and in the translation we say this is the scoping, and this is the text. But we're doing a special case where we're taking the count and then we're including that in the translation, because it should be one result or two results. Okay, I'm going to take a break here. Won't be long. I just need a glass of water and to go to the toilet. Okay, welcome back. Cool. So what we're going to do here is work out how do we do translate and add a count to it. What do we get back as that? So what I'd like to do is test this in the storybook and see what we're getting. Oh, sorry. Before we do that, I'm going to read the rest of this doc, because maybe it'll say something in here that we need. Okay, so the translate helper. The translate helper is what we use to flag translatable labels. It accepts two parameters. One is the translation key. The second is the default US English label. Okay, cool. That's a good point. There's more than one English. Setting generic translations. Generic translations must be provided at configuration time. If a label has been set up with translate and then the key, right? The translation key and the default text, the generic translation can be provided as such. Okay, that's good to know. We should be doing that. From there, any instance of GL bar will leverage this generic translation unless it is being overridden contextually. So any instance of GL bar will leverage this generic translation, but I don't know why it needs to have. I think it's because so when we're setting the translation things, we can say underscore underscore, and then that's better. But we're going to need to import underscore underscore from probably also from this IATN. Surely it's from there. Otherwise, where is this going to be imported from? We can have a look in the code base, see if there's any other sections in the code base where we have this. Here is an example. Here is an example. Here is a table. Okay, so we have no examples of using underscore underscore. Oh, how frustrating. So we're not using this anywhere in the code base itself. Oh, hang on. This is in set configs. Oh my gosh. Setting generic translations. Generic translations must be provided at the configuration time. If a label has been set up with GL bar ARIA label, default ARIA label, the generic translations can be provided as such. What does that mean? This is GL bar generic label. Oh my god, this is so confusing. From there, any instance of GL bar will leverage this generic translation unless it is being overridden contextually. So where are our set configs? This is something that in preview what? Right, maybe when you import it, you can set, so maybe what it means is you can set the configs in GitLab proper. So like GitLab. Let's see. Alright, well, I don't think it's this. This is for connecting Jira. Alright, well, I might ask the team this and try to get a better idea. But for now, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to add this to my follow-up doc, which I'm going to actually follow up this afternoon with, I think I'll ask just to do that with a colleague. Where did my page go? This is... Okay, yeah. Okay. Is it gone? Why didn't that work? Oh, oops. I want to do this at the bottom. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright. So if we are ignoring this bit that says use underscore underscore, which I am going to ignore for now because it's not used anywhere else in GitLab, then I'm going to remove it and just say no results found. Okay, that's the way it was before, and that's the way we'll keep it for now. When I understand it better, then maybe we'll change it. Okay, so then we also want to say results found. And when we say results found, then we have a problem because we adjust it depending on if it's a multiple or not. So we're going to look here. Here, this is how we override the translations contextually. So this is in GitLab, for example. We might say the ARIA label should have, this makes sense because this generic translation is coming from GitLab and is very common in GitLab. Like, it's just everywhere in the code base, right? So everywhere, like this. And that's how we do it in GitLab. In GitLab UI, different. So now, do I have both open? No. Sorry, I just need to check if you've asked any questions. Feel free to ask questions as we go. No questions yet, all good. Okay, and then building translations dictionary. Okay, let's read this just so I understand it. GitLab UI keeps a track of translatable labels via the translations JSON dictionary. When adding a new translation label, make sure that they are included in the dictionary by running yarn translations collect, and then commit the changes. If you have left hook enabled, this is done automatically in the pre-commit. Okay, great. Well, I won't do it then. Okay. So now we're going to play with this until we understand it. And also check to see if everything else is working. Because I made a lot of changes here and it's very confusing and I hope it works, but I'm not 100% confident. Sorry, yarn start. Maybe yarn storybook. I don't know. It's one of them. Yeah, what my suspicion is... Oh, where is it? Screen reader results. Really? What is the index? I just want list box. Okay, great. Search placeholder. Okay, so we can also update the translations for this. Oh, so this is good. If you want some easy tickets, easy issues, this is a good list. Let's work on that later. I'm going to add a follow-up. Create a list of issues for community contributors to replace implement translations on GitLab UI. And then hopefully that will be an interesting task for you, and then you can do that. And obviously I will help. This is one of the reasons why I started this channel, is because I want you to be able to contribute to GitLab and learn how GitLab works, because if you're able to contribute to GitLab, to this public project, this is fantastic for your CV, because then when you're applying for jobs you can show your employer, this is the actual work that I've done. This is how I write merge requests. This is how I respond to pushback on merge requests. This is really, really important things. So, yeah, this is what we're going to test. So the way we're going to test it is opening up the component. So we're looking at drop-down collapsible list box with search. Okay, and we're going to close this section, Cool, so it's not loading at all, which means I made a mistake somewhere, but that's okay, we're gonna fix it. Okay, we've got a few problems. Let's do them one by one. We'll start at the top. Type check failed for no results text. So view, we have no results text. Here is our type check. So we're saying this is a string. It's not required. So the type check, maybe we got something different. So what we're going to look at is the, let's try to clean this up a bit. What I want to do, clean up a lot, is open list box, the storyboard, the storybook. So, we've still removed this template. Okay, that's another problem to deal with. So listbox stories, when we have a search, so we're looking at the search one, which is this, searchable. That's what we're viewing, searchable. We have a prop for, here are our props, archetypes. Okay, somewhere here, we're setting the props. And what I want to set is the no results text. It shouldn't be passed at all. Default value, no results text. Yeah. What is this? Why have we got a table? What does that mean? Okay. Where is this coming from? How confusing. Okay. Let's read this. So this is in the default for the list box. Here are our parameters. Argument types. And we're going to go to no results text. So I think what this is going to do is look in the table in the subcategory of search. I think this is to override it, to be honest. So in the override, we can see, we should be able to see, okay, when we loaded this, it had a section for like accessibility and something else on the right hand side. Here it is, controls. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the no results text. No results text, and it's giving an empty string. So we should get, it should be a string, and we're not giving it. So why is it a problem? Test. Okay, cool. Great. So what I want to do instead is set string, not an empty string. So how does this, so we look in this story, this is what I want. I want no default value. I think that's all we need, maybe. Let's see. Reload. We're just trying to get rid of that first error. We know that there's going to be other errors, that's fine, but at least, great. Now, invalid archetype. Category options should be an array. I haven't changed that. So I'm going to just fix the things that I have changed and see if everything magically works. Now, the property or method search screen reader only results label is not defined on the instance. but it is referred to on the render. Okay, make sure this property is reactive, blah, 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 blah. So I think it's in here, this search screen reader. Oh, yeah, because I changed the name and I didn't change it here. This one. Yeah, I changed this function name. I didn't update it. Cool. So now we say type function is not a function. Great. So maybe this is what Paul was saying. Maybe I just don't understand how this is supposed to work in the default. This one. So what Paul had written, which we might just bring back, is let's open it up. Here. And I might ask Paul how this works later because yeah, because I don't know. Okay. Now we have too many brackets open, and these pluses don't belong. Why are they even here? Control Command D for that. And we don't need this empty line. All right. I still think there's a problem. Something doesn't feel right. Okay, cool. Cool. Syntax error, unexpected token. Plus. Yep, fair enough. It is very unexpected. But I deleted it, so I don't know why we're still getting it. What the fuck? Oh, compiled with an error. Okay, we'll try again. I guess it broke it. Just need to restart it. So I'm going to try to read this again and read Paul's notes so that we can try to internalize and understand how this works. So the search screen reader summary only. Okay, and also this is the old name, which I want to remove, but for now it's fine. I just want to name it this. Well, it is already named the same. Sorry. Okay. So now does this work? Nope. Because we've still got an extra something wrong. So we've got an extra comma somewhere right at the end. On line 748. I don't think that even is the end of this component. Yeah. So I think what happened is like my autocomplete's gotten a bit excited. So yeah, I think I've made a mistake somewhere up here. So here are our props. This is the last prop. Here is this opening, and we need another closing bracket. Great, that's better. So now we have this open. This opens and closes here. This bracket opens and closes here, and then this is the closing bracket for props. Okay, again, I think what's happening here is we need to restart because our mistake was apparently so bad that it crashed. Storybook. Alright, give it a second. Alright. Alright, cool. We're loading. Okay, let's put it back to light mode because the dark mode here is terrible. Okay, that's a problem. I think we introduced this. But let's find people. One found. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is turn on the voiceover. Why is it up here?
Voiceover on Chrome. Base / drop down / collapsable list box. Searchable. Operator storybook. Google Chrome. James. Person 2. Find department. Window. P. Loading.
People?
P. P-op. 1 resolved. Untranslated.
Okay.
Code. List box view. JITLab U. Untranslated. Semicolon other. Semicolon. Say. Chrome. Find department. Search text field. 1 resolved. You are current. Us. Suhith. Test.
Okay, so test.
Test. Copy.
Test?
Code. List box. Cursor added. Line. Find / data tested equals list box header text. 1. Data tested equals list box reset button. No results found for test. Voiceover off.
Sorry. Why are we getting test? What is test? Where did I put test? This should be in the no results found. No results found. This is what it should say. I don't know why it's saying test. You look at my changes, see if I added this word test somewhere. It sounds like something I would do. Oh, you know where it is? It's maybe it's here. And this yeah, that's where I put it. Cool. Well, it's good to know that this prop works at least. So now we want to have no search results, and we want to hear the no
Link G.
results.
Loading. You are currently on a text field
Okay, so
inside of a frame. To enter text in this field,
screen reader
type.
isn't
To exit
reading
this
it,
web
but
area,
also it's
press
not
Control,
displaying it.
Option, Shift, up arrow.
It should say no results found here.
Code. List box view. Working tree. List box. Voiceover off.
Okay. And okay, so if we have a look at how we say no results found, this one. Okay, so it's a span. Oh, sorry, this is for results found. So this is no results found, and it should show no results text in a div. Now, how did this work previously? It should be the same. I guess it's out. It should have been. It could have been outside of this. I think it was here. Let's check to see if that magically works. And so then we say like if show text. So now we need to bring this back, and we need to reinstate this section. Oops. Revert this change. We're going to get rid of the show list. We're going to get rid of announce screen reader results. And then we just have show no results text, which means that this dot flatten length is oh my gosh, less than 1, right? Is another way to say that. Is equal to 0, right? The alternative is like it's null, which is not going to be. It's always going to be an empty array. And this dot flattened options dot length is equal to 0 is a lot easier to read than the following is false, and give me the truthy or falsy of this dot flattened length, right? So now it's easier, and so we're also checking to say it's not searching. Okay, so now if we search, we should get no results found, and we're still not. Okay. So let's try. This should just be a v if else. That's all. Refresh. Okay, so we've got a problem where we're not showing anything at all. And okay, so if it's searchable, we're going to show the search result, search input. And if it's searching, we're going to show the loading icon. If it's not searching, we're going to show either results found, if the list is more than one. Okay, so then it's so v else. So this is searching. So then, yeah, if else, and only show this if there are results found, and results found is defined as is undefined. Cool. That's a problem. So we're going to make a new this is computer properties. We're going to have a new property called results found, and results found is going to be exactly that. Let's see if this works now. Great. So now we can say, yes, I don't think we're going to get any results, and we should see no results found, but we're not. So we'll go back to a not working tree because it's easier to read. So now we have let's start again. If it's searchable, we're going to show this component. If it's not searchable, then we're not going to show anything. Okay, so we want to show no results found only if it's also searchable, right? Now, where does this div start and end? Okay, in a totally different place, I think. Okay, so searchable, this div is searchable. So we want to have no results found in searchable, right? Because we don't want to say no results found if we're not searching. Okay, so now if it's searching, we always want to show the search input, and we want to show the searching searching icon if we're searching. Now, if we're not searching, v if else, we want to show result. So if we have results found, we want to show the results. So this is, if this is false, so we're not searching, show the results. But this also has its own else, which should be our no results found text. Let's refresh. People, one result, and let's see, did we get our voice?
L. Loading. P-op. Clear. Button. One result. You are currently on a button. Inside of a E.
If we say P,
you are currently on a text field. 4 results.
4 results. Okay, that works. Now, what if we have no results?
S. Toss. You are currently on a text field. Inside code.
So
Listbox view. JITLab UI. Window. Listbox view. Edit text. Right brace. Right brace. V. E. Selected. You are currently on a text area. Voiceover off.
Oh, sorry, I've got a. I'll be one sec. Hey, sorry. Back. Okay, so, out of breath. Why isn't this working? Any ideas? If you got an idea, I'm all ears. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna keep trying this. So, is no results text always something? Let's for now let's override no results text as a. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say, show me the text that says no results text. Right. So now we know it's working. The problem is that no results text is false. Is empty. So what I want it to do is give me this translate. Yeah. So what if instead of no results text? So what I want to know is, like, are we getting like an empty string as a prop? Oops. So we can test this by saying, like, we directly pipe this in. So now we're not looking at the prop. And what I want to know is there a problem with the prop, or is there a problem with the way we say it? So we're spelling people wrong. That's translate's not a function. Great. Cool. We need to import translate, and here it is. It's a function. So why are you saying it's not a function? Oh, because we need to pipe it in here somehow. Shit. Oh god. Okay, so if we have a look at another file which has this input, right? This translate, and then what I want to know is, like, how do they use translate? Here it's only in the default. Here it's in the computed. So okay, so we can put it in the computed. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably what's happening anyway, so let's see if we can just fix it. So I think what's happening is we're getting an empty string as a input. And I want to turn that off by saying here are our inputs. We have a search summary, setup controls. Okay, so this isn't working properly at all. So what I want it to do is, so is this, are we getting this as an empty string or as what? I don't. So the way we set up, this one should be the same, right? It should be the same in that if we don't get a input, then we give it an override. Here's the default is an empty string. Cool. Okay. Well, this one. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to try to have a think about this. It might not be easy to follow, but let's try passing this as a string. So what I want to know is, are we getting this default at least? Is this function running? So to test that, we're going to try to replicate it. What we should see is this, but we're not. So no results text. I'm going to look in our, I think it's an issue in the story for no results text. We have no default value. So maybe we need default value. I don't know. What happens in toggle class if it's empty? So we're looking for toggle class, set objects, set string. That's what I want, set string. So toggle text, the way it works is we say nothing, nothing, the same. Here we say the arguments, toggle text, but is toggle text required? I don't think so. We want the first instance of it. It's required false, default is empty string. Okay. What's this? Toggle text to be read by screen readers only. I'm not going to touch that. So, oh, we have an error. I think I changed something by accident. Oh no. Maybe it was just maybe it was some other. Maybe it wasn't a problem at all. Maybe it was just a problem in my environment. It seems like I could accidentally break whatever's running this, and then have to restart it. Please, please, please. No. Okay, fine. And then let's check this no results found. I'm going to call it props this time instead of tests, so then I know where it's coming from. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now it says PR, so it should say PR. Please, please, please. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. So instead of the empty, so this is, I think it's probably passing like an empty string now. But what I want it to do is do this set string. Now how do I do that? What's the difference between toggle text and no result text in our setup of the story? Because this is a story problem, it's not anything else. So I only want to look for toggle text, and I want to see where is this. So this is the argtypes, and what this does is argtype subcategory look and feel. It places it in that table, and it doesn't give any other information. So we want to make sure our no results text has the same. So this is in the subcategory of search. That's fine. The subcategory of search doesn't make a difference, I think. These are the subcategories. Here's search. Okay, here is a set number in total items. How does it work? Total items. Okay, it's just putting it in the category. That's all. So, alright, this is the only reference to total items. Oh my gosh, is total items not even used anymore? Jesus. It is used. Here it is. Why did I think it's not being used anymore? Because in the story, it's not mentioned anywhere else. Right? So if it's not mentioned anywhere else, then maybe in our searchable, maybe we can say, we can just not mention the toggle text. Oh, look at this. Number of search results. We don't want this. We don't want that in the list box. We don't want a template. And how do we do it if there's no template? Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of the template. And getting rid of the template means we also need to fix it in the other parts of the in GitLab. That's fine. Okay, so here's an example of how we do this without a template. We just say group args generate generate props. Oh no, we say no template. Cool. Well, that's good to know. Searchable. So no template. I'm going to use empty string instead of an empty backticks, just for so it's the same as everywhere else. I think I also added backticks somewhere else. I'm going to replace that with an empty, like just single quotation marks as well, just for consistency. That's all that is. And then the next thing I'm going to do is when we talk about the prop, what's it called? No results text. Maybe we don't even need to mention it because we're not mentioning the others. So what happens if we don't mention it at all? Okay, it almost definitely needs this because... Fine. Let's check to see if this works. So what we want is the no results text. Instead of edit string, I want it to say set string, like this, like positioning strategy. How does positioning strategy do it? Surely at some stage we're going to find an example that is the same. This looks the same to me. So I'm going to undo what I just changed and say in the list box, we do need to say no results text in the, we need to say that in the props like this. Yeah, and then what was the thing we're checking it against is set string, positioning strategy. How does it work? Oops. Find positioning strategy. Yeah. Okay. Currently it's the same. So why is no results text different? Why is no results text a default empty string? Is there some part of our code base here that's saying the default is an empty string? No. Maybe this shouldn't be a function. But then if it's not no, we're saying we want to run this function. I don't know. Try this. Try that. So now when we say, what is it we're looking for? No results text. It's still a bloody... Alright. What if the default is just that? Then do we have the same? No. Alright. So in my opinion, there's no difference between no results text and the other one that we're just looking at, which is called the one that says set string, toggle text does it, positioning strategy. Okay, so positioning strategy looks like exactly the same as our no results found. So is there something else in the code base that's saying okay, it's got a validator. Why would it need a validator if it's a string, because it's only able to choose from these two, fixed or absolute. Okay. And I'm jumping around a lot. So let's check this one because it's maybe more similar. Otherwise, I'm just going to need to take a break soon because default null. So if we say default null, are we going to get that box? That's what I want to know. I just want this set string box at the moment. That's all I care about. Sometimes if you have one problem at a time, it's easier. So in the search, no results. Enter edit string. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna this has been the whole session anyway, so what I'm gonna do is take a break and think about this, and then when we come back on Monday morning, I'll try to explain to you what I found. Or maybe I'll come back on this afternoon because I'm pretty keen to sort this out. So searchable. In searchable, we have controls. In controls, we have no results text, set string. Yeah. Cool. So now, what if, I don't know which thing fixed it there. Maybe just closing it all and opening it again. Oh, fuck yeah, we did it. I don't know what we did, but it works. Great. Oh, that's fun. Woo. All right, cool. So now we have translation for no results found. Cool. Do we have translation for, we also need to fix this. We're going to do voice recording, voice note.
Link. Optimize build performance for Storybook 7.6. Click to learn what the key. Loading.
Headphones off.
One result.
Sorry.
Spot B. U. You are Bluetooth. Off switch. System settings. Voiceover off.
Okay. Cool. So back to notation.
Link. You are P O P L. L. Loading. You are one result.
Perfect.
P O E. You are currently on a text field. 4 results.
Great. Perfect.
Code. List box view. JITLab UI. Window. Voiceover off.
Now I've got to fix this problem. This one. This looks like something I did. So let's see if we can fix it. So the parent component here. So what I've done is I've added 12 results here, but for screen reader only. And I think what it's done is it's broken the CSS. So we have listbox search. We have listbox. So if we can have search in the same place, then we can have listbox in the same place. Okay, I don't know why. I would have expected this to be the same previously. So what I'm going to do is have a look at the public storybook and see how it looks currently. So what I want is a drop down list box searchable. Turn off terrible dark mode. Why are the controls on this side? Okay, so the way it works in the old version is the no results is passed as a template in here. So this looks the same to me. Let's compare them side by side. So we have new drop-down inner, and it has these sections. Here we have new drop-down inner, which is the same. We have this div, which is the same, I think. And then we have, okay, this is different. So here we have, this is the search bar. And then I've put in the same div. No, hang on. This is the search bar. So we've got an extra div. It's this one with the borders. Where's that? It's here. And it's just a border. But here, I think we're missing the closing tag. Okay. Oh, it's obviously not going to have any of those. Header border classes. Okay. So this div, this should be a different div. I think this is its own thing. Why is this a problem? Okay. Okay. And then this should be actually a template because it's going to be empty, right? So now it's going to say what this said before, which I can't remember. If searchable. Okay. So we're going to close this div. We're going to open a template. We're going to give v if, oh my gosh, I'm hungry all of a sudden. And then this closing div that we did have, we're going to replace with this closing template. Where's that closing div? This one, I think. And then I think we have an extra div closing tag somewhere, but I can't see it. Anyway, if we look at our local host now, that's better. Great. I think we're missing the border. Okay, so if we have compared them side by side. Oh my gosh. Come on, please. So here is find, and when we're not focused on it, there's a border. See this border? That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. It's here, but how did it look before? So if we look in the working tree, we can have a look at here's our section. So what we did say is if it's searchable, here is the header border. Yeah, I think we made more changes than this. Here's the div missing. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm going to revert this. And I'm going to add this missing div. Oh, come on. Why can't I scroll? We're going to add this missing div. Div close. Right? Okay. So now okay, so now if we look at the component itself, we've got an error that we can maybe fix. There's an end tag missing from something. I think it's this. I'll put in an extra template tag. Okay, cool. So people, when you search, you show the results. So now search, no results. So what this might be doing is we added some logic, we changed some logic. So this show list, and in show list, all we check to see is previously is if, okay, cool. Okay, so I think I was maybe a little bit keen to change some things. So what I'm going to do is start this change from scratch. I'm going to save this. I'm going to keep the changes open somewhere. Maybe this one. I'm going to keep this open somewhere else. I don't know how we're going to do this. Because I want this. I want to be able to reference this. So maybe what I can do is make a change and then it's not saved, and then what I can do is just keep this open, and then it's sort of I don't know how it works. It's just watch. So if we do git stash, then we can see this page is still open. We want to close this and we want to say don't save that. Here's our working tree. It should have all the changes. If it doesn't, here are the changes. So we're not going to save that. We're going to keep that open, and we're going to open this list box side by side. It's already got all the changes. That sucks. Okay, I'm just going to make a new text file. We're going to call it backup.view, just so then it's come on, untitled.view at least, right? Okay, can't. Oh. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't. I just want it to be a reference here. So, okay, so now we should have the original version, right? So there should be no changes on this list box, and it's not saved. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our changes one by one. Oh, this is going to be so frustrating. I don't know how to do this. So the first change we made is in... No, I really want to see this properly. How can we do this? Okay, what if we I'll save this as listbox2, right? So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to call it listbox. I'm going to keep it as the same, and I'm going to make a new one called listbox2. And listbox2, I'm going to do all of my changes, all my original changes. So I'm going to I'm not saying this very well. If something's unclear, please ask. Okay, so we're going to implement these changes one by one. We need translate to be here. That is definitely true. And I'll split this so we can see side by side. Okay. Okay, here's translate. Okay, so sorry, stash. So now this is the original component, which is what I want. I want to have a copy of the original component. And then I'm going to stash pop. And I lost all my other changes, but it doesn't matter at this stage because so our goal is to make as few changes as possible whilst also cleaning things up and tidying it up, right? So we're importing. Why is this a problem? Okay, doesn't matter. So now we've got translate. The next change we made is to no results text, which we don't need to do actually. We can do that separately. We want the minimum number of changes. This is definitely needed. This is our last prop. And here it is. Okay, and then here is a lot of changes. This show list. We're going to not change any of that for now. Do we need to add this? I don't think so because it's already listed as a prop. Then in this bottom section we want to take out no results text and we want to this has still got my changes, doesn't it? No, here it is, this one. Sorry. So in this slot, we're going to have a default of not no results text, this search summary screen reader only. Okay. And search summary screen reader only already has this default. So we're not going to mess with this section. We're not going to mess with this. We're not going to mess with any of that. This is all we're going to do. So now we're going to put these changes in. We're going to destroy this backup, and then we're going to run our yarn start again. And so hopefully we'll get close to having the minimum amount of changes that we can fix this issue. But in any case, we've got a much better understanding of how this component works. So now in the drop down, our list box in searchable, what I would expect to see, what I would like to see, is if we have no results found, we read no results found. Same as before. And the screen reader should also read
Link.
this.
Optimize build performance for storybooks.
Okay.
S. Dusteds. You are currently on a text field, inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press Control, Option, Shift, up arrow.
Okay, why didn't it read this?
S. U. D. You are D. Dust.
Yeah, the screen reader should also read
O. D.
this.
Selected.
I don't know why it didn't.
You are currently on a text element,
That is
inside of a
separate
frame.
issue.
To exit this web, dust.
just gonna
Insertion
do
at
one
beginning of
issue now.
FD. Selected.
We're going to say
P.
table,
E.
one
You are
result
currently
found.
on a text field,
That's what we want.
inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press Control, Option, Shift, up arrow. E. F. O.
Why
E.
didn't it
P.
read anything?
P. E. You are currently on a text field, inside of a frame. To enter text in this field,
Stop.
type. To exit, voiceover off.
Okay. Because we need to remove this, because what this does is it only reads it if the scope slot is there, but the scope slot is not there because now we have a default. So we're going to try again, and we're going to turn on our screen reader.
Link. Optimize build performance. E. Loading. Loading.
Loading.
You are currently on a text field, inside of a
One
frame.
result.
To enter text in
It's
this field,
not.
type. Code. Yarn. Chrome. Force reload this page. Find department. Search text field. Story. E. People. 1 result.
Great.
E. You are currently on a text field. 4 results.
Perfect.
P. Loading.
And then no
H.
results.
Soist. No results found.
Oh, look at that. It just reads that text. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Great. Okay. So now what we need to do is
Code.
combine the
Listbox
changes
view.
because I
Working
really,
tree. Listbox view. Entering
messed this up.
listbox view.
Messed up this
Modified.
component
SRC
quite a lot.
leaving
So
listbox
I'm
view.
going to
Modified. Let 4 of 4
copy this
found for
whole
header underscore item.
component
Listbox view. Edit text. Less than GL listbox
turn
search
off
input.
this
Voiceover
search
off.
result, this voiceover. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. Oops. I'm going to copy the whole thing. I'm going to put it in some backup text file. Right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hard reset on the origin of this branch. So what I want is git reset hard reset origin. So I want like the branch that's on the origin. I want to reset to this exactly, and I want to do it hard, which means like please just change all the files for me, right? So now if I do git log, I should be able to see these suggestions which we're going to change, and my original message which we're going to reuse. Okay, it's already here, so we don't have to. We're gonna do git reset head 4. So now I'm not saying hard, and the default is soft, which means like keep all the changes here. So I've reset the head. So if you look at the git log again, we're back on the head of the main branch, and then we've got our changes ready. Now we've got our this is our new changes, and we're going to replace this section with here. Now we can see all of the changes that we're actually going to include. So this first one is showing the no result text. Fine. We've added a input for the search result only, and the screen reader only, and then we've added translate. Why is this here already included? Right. Okay, I think that's a VS Code fuck up. Okay, I think this is actually pretty good, and the change I want to make is to get rid of this. So the change I want to make is to clean up the notes on here. So search. So I want the notes here so that when someone else tries to use this component, they understand why it takes a function. So this prop needs to be passed as a function, as it will that will receive the count parameter. I'm going to leave this note in here. Then what happens is we have, I don't understand how this bit works. I need to ask. So we're setting function as translate. This is the default. So we're going to translate this as results count. So if it's a type of function, so results count will never be used, but we need it for the translations to be picked up from the dictionary. Okay, and then here, the generic translation needs to be provided as a function so that the count can be exposed to it. So the generic translation, which is default, needs to be provided as a function that the count will be exposed to. What? What? Otherwise we'll fall back to use our untranslated pluralized string. But this is default, so it's never gonna. So this should be the validator, I would think. it doesn't need to validate if it's testing if it's a function. So I don't understand why we do this at all, or this. I don't understand. Let me read Paul's notes again here. Okay. This translation stuff gets a bit trickier in such a case, but I think we can make it work. Here's how we could do it. I've added placeholders and comments to this patch to better explain my reasoning. Make sure to clean things up if you do proceed with this approach. So what's happening here is he's saying in the set configs, this is how we'll pass the plural aware translation. So in the configs of the actual project itself, I think, is like the GitLab project, we're going to add the config of the results label, and we're going to get it's a count, and it's going to say translated. Yeah, cool. Otherwise it's going to say untranslated. So this set configs, from my understanding, belongs in the GitLab project. Okay, so then what happens is, what we're doing is we're taking this function, and if it has been updated with this set config, then we want to use it. If it hasn't been updated in the set config, we want to use this. Okay? So I don't want the user to see untranslated, so I've removed translated and untranslated. And then what we do, so we've got to clean this up so that someone else can read it and understand what I've just said. This is fine. That makes sense. This bit, yeah, I don't know how to explain that better. I think we're just going to have to explain this in the docs. The generic translation needs to be provided as a function so that the count can be exposed to it. Alright, I'm going to remove these sections, and what I'm going to do is what we need is a we need to update our docs here to say how we're going to handle plurals. So the follow-up point is I'm going to make a new issue. I'm just going to do this now. Explain plural translations for explain in the docs, right? Plural translations, and I might just do this one now. So this is an issue. So I'm going to reference this issue, this merge request. So so in this merge request, we added the first. We don't want we or personal language. I just want like hard facts. Yeah. So the first plural translation was required, and the docs are incomplete. Do not yet explain how plural translations work in GitLab UI. Yeah. I'm going to create the issue. I'm going to reference it in my. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of. I removed all of the comments, and I'm going to reference it in my merge request to say we need to add the docs to explain how this works because it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do now is in my comment. Okay, added. Oh gosh. So we can just say this. So that I could, not added, I created, so that instructions in comments on why is comments about okay okay, I'm going to comment this so that people are aware, and then what I'm going to do is push these changes. I'm going to address Lucas's comment, because what we've done is we've removed one of these. So we've removed this because it's set in the props. Okay. Since this is set in the props anyway, I've removed this line. I've removed this, and then I've now removed this. So what I'm doing here is I'm explaining what I've changed so that the reviewers are aware. Okay, and I'm going to run the test again, make sure that the test passes, because maybe we're just going to make sure the test passes, right? So yarn jest. I am ready for lunch. Okay, great. Okay, so what we've done is we added a test to say when the slot is empty, we want the result to be 12 results. Okay, but what this is doing is it's saying what it's getting is a function. Why is it getting the function and not like the result of the function? So if we have a look back at our view component, why are we getting the function and not so this is the function and I want it to be run. Why isn't it run in the tests? It's run in real life, like in yarn start. Maybe we're looking at an old version of this because I accidentally stopped it. Is it saying it? We don't have the screen reader turned on.
Link. Optimize build performance for storybooks. People. Insertion at end of text. Loading. Loading. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press Control Option Code. List box view. Working tree. List box view. JIDLab. Voiceover off.
I feel like it's not running this default. Yeah. Oh, because it's a function. So then we need to give it the count. Right. Yeah. That's better. That makes sense. Cool. Great. Okay, need our voiceover again.
Loading. L. Pop.
No results.
No results found. P-O. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type P-O-P. P-op.
What the fuck?
Code. Listbox view. Working tree. Listbox view. JIDLab UI. Voiceover off.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to look at I'm going to look at my changes from the merge request, where it was working. So here is the search results label, and it should run as a function. This one, flattened options, not length, not count. Okay, voiceover on.
Link. Optimize build performance for Storybook 7.6. P-op. Loading. O. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. Code. Listbox view. Working tree. Listbox view. JIDLab UI. Voiceover off.
In our stories, did we remove the template? I don't think so. Oh, we did. So the template is empty. So it should read the next part. It should read this, but if we look on GitLab, it's a new window. So when we say this, all we do is we add the text. That's all. And that text is only read by the screen reader because of this span, right? So either we pass the slot or we show this. This is the default if nothing is passed to this slot. But also the slot doesn't make sense anymore. The slot doesn't make sense anymore because instead of this screen reader results count, we could instead pass this as a different function. Oh my gosh, it's going to be not easy. Alright, cool. Well, I'm going to take a break for lunch. Maybe come back to this afternoon, or I really want to finish it. I need a 10-minute break anyway. I'm going to take a 10-minute break and I'm going to come back. And then we can keep going. Okay. Happy lunch. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so we're gonna try again to solve this problem. So where we're at currently is we currently have nothing's being read out. So one thing I'd like to do is check to see. Yeah, so this is being rendered, but it's not being read out. So that's a good sign.
Find department. Search text field. Storybook preview iframe. Group. Find department. Search text field. Assigned to department. List box. 1 item selected. People. Selected. 2 of 12. Product. People. Finance. Find department. P. Loading. P. You are 4 results.
Okay, we've got this 4 results. Okay, so it is working fine. And if
P.
we have,
loading. Loading. You are 12 results.
Make sure this.
P. People. 1 result.
Yeah, and then if we have
no
results,
Pia Pledsi. No results found.
It also says it in the UI. Cool. Okay.
OBS. Google Chrome. OBS. Code. New underscore environments underscore drop down view. GitLab. Voiceover off.
More of a problem. So that's a good reason to take breaks, huh? So GitLab UI. Let's have a look. Is everything correct? So we've added to our dictionary. Okay, and then we made a change to the docs. We said to filter our items by search. Okay, so here we just removed this was just, oh my gosh, look at this. So I don't want all of these changes. I just want this one. What? This is what I changed. To improve accessibility, provide search, summary, screen reader results, scope slot, or the text. That's what I want to say. So I'm going to revert all of these changes. And then what I'm going to say is scope slot with a number, with a alternatively, you can pass a translate. Okay, a plural translate function. Plural translate function like this. I'm going to link to the plurals in view. That is the exact way to do it. This, so that's good. So I'm going to say a translate plurals function. An example of the translate I think it should be a plural translate. I don't know. A plural translate function. An example of the plural translate function can be found in the GitLab docs. That's better. Okay. So what I'm doing here is Command K and then S, so then I'm not saving the plural. Okay, and this says no bare URLs. So what I'd like to know is how do we link to the GitLab docs in the GitLab UI docs? Where is I want another example. So I'm looking for this exactly. Okay, it just means I need it in the like I need to do it like this. So then it's a hyperlink, right? So internationalization section. And we're going to spell internationalization the American way. And then we're going to do brackets. Cool. Okay, Control KS. Great. And then we're going to say something pretty similar in the translate docs for GitLab UI. So now, it should be okay, I think. What is unsaved? Close all saved. Yeah, this we're not going to use anymore. Don't save it. So we've got our translation. We've updated the docs. We've got our spec. And is our spec passing? That's where we started here. Okay. So we want to run this test, which will be yarn jest test. All passed. Great. Now in our stories, we should have removed the sample template. I'm going to keep it in for one of them, so then there's an example of each way to do this. And number of search results, where is this information coming from? So we don't need this in the first example, and we do need it in the second example. Yeah. Here's the second example. So we're gonna give this like custom text, right? So instead of this, which is the same as the old text, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say departments. So one department found, and then okay, cool. Well, oh, this is so bad. Shit. I'm gonna copy this logic in the prop. This one. So this whole thing should be like this, right? And then instead of the count, we're just going to say this flattened items. This dot flattened items dot length. Right, that makes sense. And then it would also be cool if we could have a example where we pass a prop, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now the story is fixed. So we're just going to check this. So now we say people, and it should say one result found in the on the screen reader. We'll just check this with the actual screen reader.
P op. Unselect. P. Loading. Loading.
Loading.
You are currently on a text
One
field
item.
inside of a
Please,
frame.
please,
To
please
enter
don't.
text in this field, type. To exit this. E. You people.
Where is it? Where the fuck's it gone? Oh, this one. Why didn't it read it? Come on.
P. You are currently.
Load refresh.
Image. Heading level 1. Code. List box stories JS. List terminal tabs 1 item. Terminal 1Z. Voiceover off.
Okay. It should be fine. I just need to make sure. So, we're going to drop down list box. So, with groups, it should say departments. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have our voiceover on.
Search text field. Search
okay,
text
well,
field. 1.
It should say
Loading.
departments,
Loading.
and
1.
groups, it should say
You are currently
versions.
on a text field inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press Control Option 1. 5. 545. No results found.
Okay.
4. 5. 8. 8. No results found. Loading. 1. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press 1. Select menu. Menu. 20 items. Closing menu. DevTools. 5 results. You are currently on a tab pan. 5 results.
Occasionally, 5 results.
Search text. 5. Loading. 5. No results found. Loading. 1. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press Control Option Shift up arrow.
Didn't read it. Why didn't it
1.
read it?
Selected. You are currently in a voiceover off.
Okay, let's check for searchable. See if this one works.
P. Loading. Pay. You are 1 result.
Okay.
P. Loading.
Result
Loading.
works.
You are current 4 results.
Cool.
Code.
then
List box
problem-
stories JS. Working tree. You are currently on a text
now
field.
example.
To enter text in this field, type.
Come on,
Voiceover off.
Stop. Yeah. In our example, number of search results should be it shouldn't be results, it should be versions. Versions? Or what is this? What is this section? Oh my god. Cool. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this logic to searchable because it has an easier name. So searchable is going to have the template. With the number of search results. And we're going to use this slightly different departments. And then we're going to revert this change where we actually pass this in as in the template. And then in this second section, I'm going to pass no template. And I give it an empty string like with quotation marks instead of a backticks, and then we're going to get rid of number of search results. So now what we should find is, come on, what is wrong? I can see like a little red dot here. Great, here's our problem. So it probably means that we didn't close this off properly. There we go. Cool. Okay, so now it's compiled. Reload the page. We need a screen reader.
Base lab 1. 1. Loading. 1. You are currently on a text field, inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, period. Loading. Loading. You are 1 result.
Great. And then in the searchable, it should
Visited.
be
Link. Searchable. Base expand accordion alert avatar. Base drop down code. Listbox stories JS. Working tree. Voiceover off.
Why is this a problem? Let's have a look in our console. Error rendering the story. Cannot read undefined .length. That's fair enough. Because we don't need flattened options, we need filtered items, I guess. No. So this should be the number of items after the search. It should be filtered items. I'm pretty sure. Because this does filtered group options, and then it has like the flattened options. Which flattens all the options. That makes sense. So what flattens the options here? We have a filtered list, which takes a search term. So this is a method. It's not what we want. I think what we want is this filtered items.length. This filtered items.length. Very strange. Okay, let's keep going. Try again. Okay, how about instead of the template, let's give it the string. No, I need the template to work. If the template doesn't work, there's a problem, because we're using the template a lot in GitLab, so yeah. Okay, so we can debug this. Debugger. Right, let's open this up. So the number of search results is this .filtered length, items.length, is this true? Yeah, okay, cool. Well, this works. Is this one working? Yeah, fine. No problem at all. So what is the problem in our console? Yeah. Okay, no problem. Okay, and do we get our results?
P. Loading.
department.
P. Clear. Button. Assigned to department. List box. 1 item selected. People. Selected. 2 of 4. Product. People. P. Insert. P. Loading. P. You are currently on a text field, inside of a frame. To enter text in this field. P. Selected. You are currently in a list box pop-up. Voiceover off.
I want to look at the HTML and see if it's actually rendered. Okay, it is rendered. Departments is spelt with 2 S's. Stupid. Oh my gosh, what do I keep doing? Departments should have 1 S if it's single. Okay, so now this is here. So we want to know why isn't it read out.
5. DevTools. Loading. No results found.
Great.
You are current 0 loading P. You are current 4 departments.
Cool.
Code list box depart 6 of 11 depart 7 T left dollar S T 6 of 11 T 7 of 12 found for voiceover off.
Cool. Voiceover on.
Base slash main leaving dev tools. Find department. Search text. P. Loading. P. 4 departments.
Great.
You are currently on a text field. Inside code. List box stories. Voiceover off.
Great. And then let's remove this debugger. And we'll make sure that the searchable groups work as well. Voiceover on.
Main toolbar. Navigation. Select an element in the page to inspect it. Toggle button. Toggle device toolbar. Toggle button. Panels. Tab group. Elements. Selected. Tab. 1 of 12. Console. Tab. 2 of 12. Sources. Close. Button. Main toolbar. Navigation. You are currently in a group. To exit this group, press Control, Option, Shift, up arrow.
Honestly, why isn't it reading it out?
Menu. Auto. Inspect. Closing DevTools. Web tool drop. Console. Sidebar HTML1. Deprecation. The keyword search field can't. Runtime. Sidebar bundle JS80. Sources. Selected. Tab. 3 of 12. Panels. Tab group. Source map loaded. Path equals / story / base drop.
And I remove the debugger. So please hard refresh. Voiceover on. 1 point.
Base / loading. You are currently on a navigation inside of web content. Menu. 20 items. Closing menu. Less than input type equals search aria label equals search placeholder equals search class equals GL list box search input greater than.
Stop.
Voiceover off.
Here's our import. Here are our results. Number of results. 1 result. I don't know why it's not reading it out.
Base 0. DevTools. Loading. 1.0. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. To enter text in this field, type 1.0 code. List box stories J voiceover off.
Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record I'm going to explain what's happening and I'm going to send it to my team as a recording. So I'm going to record my screen. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is actually no, I'll just send them a link to this and they can watch it from here. Great. So the problem is we turn on the voiceover.
Menu. For link. Optimize build. Closing menu. Tool. Less than input type equals search aria label equals search placeholder equals less than span data tested equals voiceover off.
This is the thing we're testing, right? To see is this read out or not. It obviously exists.
Search text field. Search text field. 1. Loading. 3 results. You are currently on a text field inside of a frame. 1. Loading. 5. You are currently on a text. No results found.
No results found.
Loading.
Cool. And then
Search.
We'll
You are
check if it does
1 0. 1.0. 1 result.
Cool. Now we also want to check this searchable.
This base find department. Search text field. You are currently on a text field. P. Loading. P. You are 4 departments.
Cool.
E. You people. 1 department.
Great. Okay. Well, it works then. So instead of recording,
But people. Insertion at end of text. Find voiceover off.
Asking how to do like what's wrong. I'm going to record for the merge request. And I'm going to turn on the voice recorder. I mean the
Link. Optimize build performance for Storybook 7.6. Click to learn what's new in Storybook. Dismiss notification. Link. Skip to canvas. Visited. Link. Image. GitLab UI. Base drop down collapsible list box. Searchable. Menu. 16 items. Closing. Voiceover off. Link. Optimize build performance for Storybook application. Chrome. Base slash drop. Entering base drop down. 1 department. E. P. You are currently on a text. 12 departments. P. Loading. P. You are 4 departments.
Okay, great. And then
D.
no
H.
departments.
Dash. No results found.
Right. And now we're going to do the same thing for searchable groups.
5 results. Search text field. Search. 1. Loading. 1. You are 3 results.
Perfect.
Peer 0.
I want 1 result.
1.0. 1 result.
And I want
D.
no
H.
result.
D. 1.0 DHD. No results found. Voiceover off.
And we'll stop the recording. Okay, cool. Alright, so now we know it works. We want to also test this function. So the way we're going to do that is in the here. Okay, so for one of these, okay, how about this? We'll give it a control. So in the control, we want our search summary result. So this should say search object, I think. Oh, that's the slot. Search, no result found. We've discussed this. What needed is this prop. Oh, maybe it's a problem because I've called it the same as. What did I call it in my MR previously? Screen reader only results label. Maybe that's why it was causing problems. Oh, and we also need to add it to the stories. Cool. And then here. Oh, that's the problem. I think that was me. Start open should have a dash. That was me. You can fix that if you'd like. Just like that. That would be useful. Anyway. Fuck you. Sorry. Just over this, it's been so long. Okay, so this one should have a dash O, dash R, oops, dash R, dash L. Okay. Now here is the, or maybe it should go in accessibility. Where do we set it to go in the section? Yeah. And what do we call it? What did we call that? Okay, so now in accessibility, we have this one, which should be a function. Okay, so instead of being a string, we need it to be a function. So we can add default value and then now it should read the function as the default value. Ideally, didn't. Let's reload the page, hard reload it again. No. Okay, we're going to have to read the docs on setting this up. What if it's a function? Yeah, it's a component. What? The fuck? One way to deal with this is to render. Okay. Alright. So in the arguments, what I'd really like to find is like an example of how this is done elsewhere in GitLab UI. So so I don't want this default value, I think. What I do want is here where we override. One thing I want to override is this section, and I want it to be a function that is named here as like the method. So filter list how is filter list mentioned here? Okay, great. So we can just add it as a function like I think we've still got it on the clipboard. Almost. Right. We're missing a comma. And I'm missing a comma. This should go here. Okay. Better. And then we need to add this function in the methods. And it takes a count. And it returns, yeah, exactly like this. Yeah. Okay, and I want to make sure this is the versions. This is the searchable groups. So searchable groups, we don't want departments, we want to show a custom one where we say searchable groups. How do we branches or tags? How about that? Branches or tags. One branch or, oh my gosh. Oh, this is a great example. Two branches or two tags. Right? So now when we look at this in the local host and we've hard refreshed, now what we should get is if we have voiceover on.
Link
we say
1. Loading. 1. 3 branches or tags.
Oh. Yeah. Great.
Code. Listbox stories JS. Working tree. Voiceover off.
Cool. So now we've got an example. Geez, I don't like this. Setup. Okay, so what we can do is find functions again. Yeah, so this is how we do it. We define the function outside, and then inside we say some function result is equal to some function but we still can't it still doesn't work unless you need the flexibility of a function. What would we do? What? I don't know how to do this as a function. Okay, so in this example story, we're assigning some function result to some function, right? But what I want is to be able to override it, which I don't think we can. But I just want to give an example of how to do this. This works well enough as an example. I think. Yeah. Okay, let's leave it like this. We're going to push the changes. So committing. Why is there an error? What error? No. Please. Alright. Okay, it's fine. There's no error. We don't need to rerun that. So, pushing my code. And I'm going to force push because I'm going to override I'm going to squashing the commits into one, and then on this merge request, I'm going to answer all these problems. Since it's a set in the prop anyway, I've removed it. Yeah, great. Okay. There is actually a separate translation for this called no results found. Separate prop. No result text. And this and we're going to do a smile so everybody knows we're happy. And then I'm going to explain the changes that I just did. Right? So I refresh. So I've removed the comments here. Oh, I don't know why that's weird, but fine. Okay, so I've updated the hang on. Thought about this and pushed some changes. Created this in so the instructional comments could be removed in the props. Yeah. Better spell what, right? And then the other thing that I did, right? It's a lot less changes than I thought it would be initially. So this test is still fine. I didn't change this test. I added a example in Storybook of how to do this. Let's make this a list. Whoops. How to pass the translation as a function. Yeah. Nope, I didn't do that. I added an example of how the translation works when a function is passed on searchable groups. I put the template change back as well. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So, oh come on, where's my restored changes to searchable example in Storybook with a template. Removed computed removed unneeded removed computed property of the because the default is set in the props in this. There should be a code. Was there anything else that changed? So in the docs I updated. In the tests this stayed the same. In the stories I gave all of the examples. In translate this stays the same. I took out the comments and I made a note about that. This stays the same as before. This stays the same as before, and this is unchanged. Great. So now what I want to do, could you please review? I'm just going to ask Lucas, could you please review? Also, should I ask someone else for a review before A Fontaine? Andrew for a second review first. Okay, assign reviewer Lucas. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Alright, I think it's finally done. Only took almost 4 hours. Cool. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun, so I appreciate it. Cool. I'll catch you later.